Hello everybody, my name is Bruce Kendall. I am with Brown & Brown Insurance. I am here in hopefully the next 15 minutes to walk you through your benefit enrollment opportunities. This is for January 1st effective date all the way through December 31st, 2016. Hopefully what I talk about today will be effective and appropriate for every employee. You all have to go in and make your benefit elections because we are changing some things up. Nothing's just going to roll over from last year. This is what we call an active enrollment process. So you got to choose and enroll and elect or waive all the coverages possible. And then throughout the year, if you're a new hire, first of the month following 60 days, you're eligible to sign up for these benefits as well. You see, we've got medical coverage, dental, vision, group life, and voluntary life and disability insurance. It's important everybody knows that when you are eligible, this is your open enrollment, you can make your elections, but you can't just change your mind whenever you want. In order to change your mind and disenroll, or at a later point change your mind, you need a qualifying event, which are listed here on the benefit enrollment guide. Hopefully everybody has in front of them a printed copy of the benefit enrollment guide. That just makes this whole process so much easier. If you don't have that, ask it to be mailed to you by the HR department, or there might be another copy sitting around somewhere. So benefit enrollment guide, page 2 of that, it talks about how you log into our employee navigator portal to sign up for your benefits. We'll go over that process in a little bit, but I want to dive right into your medical insurance options. You have your medical insurance options available through Cigna. Sorry about flipping through there. And actually there are just 2 different plans you can choose from, a PPO or an HSA. On the front page here, page 4, you'll see these use the Cigna Local Plus network. And on page 5, they're the same exact 2 plans, except they use the bigger open access network. The Local Plus network on these 2 include all the banner hospitals and doctors, the Cigna Medical Group facilities, Scottsdale Lincoln Healthcare Network, which is now known as the Honor network of physicians and hospitals. So it's a great plan, but it is smaller than the full Cigna network you have available to you. Now, you get to choose from one or two plans. On the PPO plan, here's quickly how it works. It's real nice and comfortable when you just have a office visit. It's a $30 copay. That's all you pay to walk in the door. They may charge you more if they do certain things, or tests, or send you for specialty visits or a procedure. But it's a copay to go see the doctor, $30 for primary care, $60 for specialist. You know, if you go to the emergency room, you just pay $300. If you go to the urgent care, you'd pay $75. So those are nice set payments. You know what it costs you. However, if you have an inpatient hospitalization or an outpatient surgery or an MRI or an independent lab, you would have to meet your calendar year deductible of $5,000. After that, all of those big bills are subject to what we call 20% co-insurance. And when your $5,000 plus the 20% of things on top of that, over that, hits $6,350, you know you've reached your out-of-pocket maximum. And the next time you go to the hospital for surgery, it won't cost you anything because you've met your out-of-pocket maximum of $6,350 or $12,700 for a family. I encourage you to always go in-network. If you do, you get discounts. You have those set fees. If you go out-of-network, there are no discounts available, and who knows what those doctors are going to charge you. It's a $10,000 deductible and 50% co-insurance rather than just $20 that you'd pay. So stay in network anytime you can. Now, if you want to look at a different kind of plan, some of you have heard of HSA qualified medical plans, health savings account qualified plans. How this plan works is that you actually have what feels like no coverage for anything until you hit your deductible. So in some ways, it feels like you have no insurance. You pay the negotiated in-network rate as long as you go to these doctors for whatever you need. But once you hit the $3,000 out-of-pocket maximum, you're covered at 100% for everything else. So if you've paid $3,000, next time you go to the doctor, it costs you nothing. Next time you go to the hospital, it costs you nothing. Next time you need the outpatient surgery, nothing. So it really works well once you've hit that deductible, and you'll notice the deductible is just $3,000 versus $5,000 over here. The one difference to that, sorry about those, one difference to that is once you've hit your deductible, prescription drugs are then co-pays, not covered at 100%. And you can go out of network if you want, but look, the deductible's higher and you don't get 100% coverage, so stay in network. So those are the two plans, and everybody wants to know, what does it cost me? There are the employee-only and dependent rates for the Local Plus PPO and the Local Plus HSA plan. Now, one quick note before we talk about the other networks about the HSA plan. If you choose that HSA qualified plan, you will have set up for you through HSA Bank a private bank account. There's no magic to it. It's a bank account with a debit card. And two quick things. Celtic Property Management is going to put $100 into your bank account in January and $100 in December, so that you can use those dollars to spend on qualified medical expenses for yourself, for any family member, whether they're enrolled on the plan or not. You can also spend those dollars on dental expenses, on braces for the kids, on glasses, on chiropractic, on over-the-counter prescription drugs with a prescription that you got from the doctor. I know that's kind of crazy, but really flexible. If you don't spend those dollars, they just roll on over. It's your money in your account. There's no use it or lose it benefit like on flexible or FSA spending accounts. And you can put other dollars out of your paycheck into this HSA account pre-taxed. And here's the amounts you can put in for your family. I really encourage you, if you're thinking about this, Google HSA accounts. How do they work? What is an HSA account? And you'll get all kinds of new information on it. Now, we talked about the Local Plus 2 plans. If you are not sure the doctors you want to see are included in that Local Plus network, then we really want you to look at the full Cigna National Open Access Plus network. They're the exact two plans, but the full Cigna network. And then you'll see on the bottom of page 5 on the benefit enrollment guide, the prices to enroll in that are more. But it's your option. Medical insurance really needs to be a consumer-driven product now, where you have choices on what you're going to pay and where you're going to go. You also have dental insurance available through Guardian. There's two plans, a base plan and a buy-up plan. Here's the cost. Everybody wants to know that right away. For the base plan, employee only, and buy-up plan for the employee only plus dependent rates. The base plan covers everything, the 3 levels of dental insurance, preventative, basic, or major services, at 180 or 25%. When Guardian pays a dentist or any number of dentists $1,000 in your calendar year, and that's per person, then you've reached your annual max and they're not going to pay anything more. You can go out of network. Things are still covered at 150 or 0%, slightly differences, but you don't get network discounts that you would get here. So your $1,000 goes way farther in network than it does out of network. If you want the buy-up plan, the percentage benefits are 180 and 50%, or 80, 70, 40% out of network, and you have $1,500 calendar year max. The buy-up plan does include orthodontia coverage to $1,000 max benefit if you're interested in that. If you want a vision plan, here it is. It costs $2.95 per month per paycheck for you, and there's the dependent rates. Every 12 months, you'd get new exams and new lenses, and the copay for that is $10 for your exam and $25 for your lenses. And then every 24 months, you qualify for a new frame. Your frame allowance is $120 at the network facilities that Guardian contracts with. And if you want to buy fancier frames, more expensive frames, you just pay the difference. Also available to you guys is life insurance. Celtic Property Management pays $10,000 for everybody to have life insurance. If you want more, you can buy voluntary buy-up up to $500,000 worth of coverage of term insurance. If you're a newly eligible employee, you can get what we call guarantee issue of $50,000 insurance, no questions asked, which is a really nice benefit for new hires. And spouse, you can get amounts of coverage too that are about maximum half of what you get as the employee. And you can put all your kids on the plan as well. Here's the rates, depending on how old you are, non-smoker or smoker, and the rates for spouse. I'll show you how to enroll in those later. You also get, and I'll talk about this on the bottom of page 9 first, Celtic pays for you to have long-term disability insurance. What happens if you can't work after 180 days because of an accident or illness? This policy pays you 50% of your monthly earnings up to $1,000 max. May not cover everything, but it's way better than nothing. That benefit lasts all the way to Social Security retirement age. Really nice. The employer pays for that for you. You can also buy voluntary short-term disability insurance. You pay for it by how much you make and your age, and it covers 60% of what you're used to making for 24 weeks, up to $1,000 a week, again, based on 60% of what you usually would make. And there is a 14-day waiting period after the accident or illness before you could start getting the benefit. That's a voluntary benefit that you can buy or you can waive. On the last 2 pages, there are healthcare reform notices we are required to offer you. Please read through those later. And then on the last page, important numbers, phone numbers, and websites, including my office at Brown & Brown Insurance. If you have questions, you can always call Howard or Connie at those numbers listed below. So that's the benefit enrollment guide. I'm going to close that for now. And when you enroll, when it comes time to enroll, look at pages 2 and 3 of your benefit enrollment guide to see how you would go to Employee Navigator and log in. This is the Employee Navigator homepage. You would click on Login, and then the first tab that you'd see will look like this. You want to register as a new user. You fill in those information pieces that you know, give yourself a PIN number and your date of birth. Your company identifier, it's on page 2 of the benefit enrollment guide, is Celtic space property. Fill that in, and then you go to next, and then it would ask you, if you did it, it would ask you to give yourself a username and a password. Once you give yourself the username and password and log in, you'll open up Employee Navigator, log in as yourself, and this is the home page you'll see. At that point, because I've been messing around, it's not here, but there's a place that says Begin Enrollment right there. Or if you click on the benefit page and go to Annual Open Enrollment, it says it's closed. That's funny. I'm sorry, folks. I think I probably closed something the last time I did it. Since we're so deep in this, let me try to do this again, and hopefully we can get in and walk through the process. Benefits, it says it's closed. Well, for now, I'm going to close this up, but at this point, here's where you would select Annual Open Enrollment or go through the enrollment process. And then you would scroll through the process to pick your medical plan. It'll show you what it costs for yourself, the spouse, the kids, and it really is slick, and I think you like it. And it'll give you a total summary and plan overviews. There's resources available, all the different full benefit summaries of everything that you have available for you. And I think you'll like that process, and this information will be fed to the carriers to show your open enrollment elections for January 1st. I hope this has been helpful to you, and call our office if we can ever be of help. Thanks very much.